All right, my friends, I'm getting ready to do my less than 1 gram carbs per serving of lasagna. I want to show you how I'm doing this. Okay, I'm using, first of all, for the sauce, the Frank's Red Hot Wings. We like spicy stuff, so this works for us. And the reason I'm using this is because it is 0 carbs. I'm going to be using pea crumbles, which is 0 net carbs. The stevia is to sweeten it up a little bit, 0 carbs. The lupin flour that I'm going to be using for my pasta is 1 carb for the amount I'm going to use, but it's going to be split over 5 servings, so it's pretty much 0. I'm only going to be using a couple tablespoons of white onions, pretty much 0. I think it's like 1. This is homemade ricotta that I make out of ripple pea milk, and that's 0 carbs. So as you can see, when I get this all put together, this will create my sauce, that will be my pasta, and this will be my cheese. This is going to have some fresh herbs in it. I've already got them picked. I've got rosemary, oregano, thyme. It's going to be lovely. A little bit of salt and pepper, of course. And that will pretty much be it for it. I'm going to show you the whole thing as I'm putting it together, but I've still got to make the pasta. I've got a few more steps I have to do. The pasta is so easy, guys. I'll put a link below on how to make the pasta, where I get the recipe from. So easy. Oh, it just reminded me, I got to add one more thing to this real quick, but still not going to raise the carb count hardly any at all. But seriously, by the time you split this into 4 or 5 servings, you're basically under 1 net carb for lasagna. Think about that for a minute. All right, one of the things I'm doing tonight is getting my pea crumbles ready for tomorrow. So I have a cup of pea crumbles in there. I'm going to dump some hot water in here because I want them to get ready pretty fast. I want them to get softened. Okay, let's let this sit for a minute. I'll be right back to do the rest of it, which is going to be adding the hot sauce and stevia to it. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I think these have soaked up all the water, so let's add our ½ a cup of Frank's hot sauce and a couple sprinkles of my Cal stevia. This is the one that we've liked the best. We've been using it for about 15 years. I'm not going to put a lot of it in here, but I just need enough to offset that hotness. Oh, there's still a little bit of water, but that's fine. I'll be adding some spices like garlic and stuff like that to this tomorrow, and onions and stuff like that, so I'm not too worried about whether or not this is a real strong flavor, because it's going to be spicy, it's going to be hot. And I might even add a little bit of paprika to it tomorrow. We'll see. I might get real fancy and decide I want to put a little bit of chopped fresh tomato in there. I have a garden, so who knows. All right, this is going in the fridge for the night, and then tomorrow we'll be wrapping this up, putting it together. All right, it is lasagna day. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I have to make my pretty much 0 carb pasta, and I'm using 1 egg's worth of just egg. And the way you have to do this is by weight, because the amount that it says is a serving on the box, on the just egg box, hold on, let me show you. It says that a serving is 3 tablespoons or 46 grams, but a large egg weighs about 50 grams, so I weigh my just egg to get that 50 grams. Then I've got a little pinch of salt in there. I'm going to put a ½ cup of lupin flour. Hold on here a minute, let me get it measured out. Okay, so a ½ cup of lupin flour into my sifter, and about a ½ teaspoon of xanthan gum. Okay, and I do suggest that you absolutely do it like this, because if you don't, you get lumps, and it's just harder to get nice flat sheets. And this probably doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm just making a small batch for my husband and I. It'll be about 2 servings each, or 1 big serving for him and 2 small servings for me, like 2 days of lunch when he's not home. All right, let me get this done real fast, and I'll be right back. All right, got my ball all ready, and it's really soft. See, it's really soft, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes while I get my pea crumble mix ready, and I get my pea milk ricotta ready. Okay, so now I'm gonna tell you guys one of my little secrets. When I'm making a ricotta base, I use dry, oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I use dry herbs. So I'm going to use some Italian seasoning. I'm going to use some parsley and some basil. And then for my wet stuff, that's where I put my fresh herbs in. Okay, so I'll be right back after I get that done. Alrighty then. So they're not very even. I don't even care. They're going in this little bitty pan here. If you want to make a double batch or a bigger batch or a family-sized batch, just double the recipe. I mean, it's very easy to make. You can roll it out with a rolling pin, or you can use a pasta roller. Either one, it works fine. Got my fresh herbs in here. Got my dried herbs in here. Now, I can tell you right now that it's 0 carbs for my pea milk ricotta. The little bit of herbs I have in here, we're going to say 1 carb. 0 carb for my pea crumbles. For the hot sauce I use, remember that was 0 carb too for the Frank's hot sauce. For the herbs, we're going to say another carb. So we got 1, 2 carbs. This for a half cup is 2 carbs. So 2, 3, 4 divided between at least 4 servings. 1 carb per serving. I use no fats at all. So there's whatever little bit of fat is in this. There's no fat in that. I think that's like 0 fats. And this is very low in fat. So low in fats, very low in carbs. And we're going to have lasagna, and I will show this to you when it's done because it's going to be beautiful, my friends. I'll be back. All right, she's just about ready to go in the oven, but I decided, since I didn't have enough of my ricotta left to put on top, to do a little bit of my Violife feta, which is 3 carbs for 28 grams. There's 28 grams, which is more than enough to sprinkle on the top, and that would make each slice of this still less than 2 grams of carbs, and still less than very low in fats, so still less than a couple grams of fat. So I'm good. I am so good. Here she goes, the thing of beauty. She's going in the oven for about I'd say 30 minutes. All right, I'll let you see her when she comes out. Isn't she a thing of beauty? I cannot wait to cut into this tomorrow. We've already done eating for the day, but this will be lunch tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. And I will put the statistics for the carbs and everything up at the bottom, down in the invaluable information below.